The first track on the album is called Paris. It's just about growing up, really, and like it's about friendships and about needing to see through some experiences, even though you know they're going to end up badly, but you have to do them just because you're young. And like you and your friends kind of do it, and you'll both advise each other on things, and you know that the other person's going to do them anyway because they're just young and they have to do them. Kiss That Girl is it's like a 60s girl group, you feel, like kind of pop song about, you know, like being in a relationship with someone and being like really in love with them and being so jealous of anyone else who even looks at them, basically. I wanted to write a song that was like a classic kind of pop song style, you know what I mean? So I never really write songs with a structure, but I wanted to have like a verse and chorus, and then I wanted to have like a little kind of bridge or middle eight section, because I'd never really done that before. Don't you want to share the guilt? Usually when I story tell, I feel like it's quite obvious, like what I'm saying, and it's quite nice for me to write something a bit more ambiguous. Maybe there's some broken relationship there, and I don't know whether it's like, you know, like a partner or like a parent figure or someone that's quite important, and there's like some kind of broken relationship, so it feels kind of sad. But then the end turns into like this monologue that's a bit of a rant and like a ramble, and it steers away from the subject, and it doesn't really make any sense, but it's like almost trying to find yourself and like what you like, and trying to figure out who you are and like where you stand, and like, you know, in the world. So that's kind of what that song's about. I just have you more. I had this letter that somebody wrote me, and I just nicked like the line from that. I just kind of wanted it to be fun and kind of like have a bit more of a, you know, I kind of imagine it would be good to play live and a bit like punkier and rawer, the sound of it. And it doesn't have like loads of lyrics, obviously. It's like just really short, but it's just got a lot of energy, and it's more about the energy of the song and the build up of the track. And it can kind of mean anything. It can be angry or passionate or, you know, emotional, whatever you want it to be, really. Do I Do is basically, I wrote that, again, it was like, I wanted it to be like a 60s girl group kind of pop song. So it's quite fun, and it's based on when I was like 14, and I had this best friend who, when we were really young, we used to like literally climb trees together and like play in the woods, and he was a guy, and it was just kind of like we were brother and sister. And then when we went to secondary school, and like there was like a bunch of girls and guys that hung out, and he started hanging out with these like bitchy girls who were like into lip gloss and boys and stuff, and he totally ditched me for them, and I couldn't believe it. I was really upset, because I was like, you're not one of those people, like you're like me, like we don't like those kind of people. And I feel really betrayed, and it's about that. But in the song it's made out like it's more romantic, but it, you know, it's kind of just when someone ditches you for the Miss or Mr. Perfect, you know, and you can't believe that they've done it. Take Me to a Higher Plane is it's quite a sad song. Like initially, like it starts out quite confused and kind of dark, you know, like talking about taking your life. You know, when you feel like the world is too small and you wish you could fly to another planet or something. And but then instead of like, you know, taking your life and being suicidal, it's like just make your life better rather than destroy your life. I've Got a Secret is, I wrote that song on the drums because that's why I think it sounds like a lot very different to my other stuff, because I wanted to write in a different style, so I just picked up the drums and I was like, I've never written a song on the drums before. And it's basically about like I had a few people that were close to me and that were gay, and it was kind of a secret for a while. And then, you know, it's about people being, you know, judgmental and homophobic, basically, and that's really and the reason that people have to keep it, you know, like that people have to keep it a secret because other people will judge. Mansion Song starts off as a spoken word piece, and it's really like aggressive and angry. It came out of me like after a festival, and I'd seen all these like groupies hanging around, and it just really pissed me off. And so literally I wrote it on the phone, on the plane, on my phone, like as a text message. It all just kind of spilled out of me. And the counterpart to it is the song, and that's the positive side of it. That's like when you've taken a breather. and you're like, okay, let's try and make something good out of it. Early Christmas Present is about being cheated on. I was telling my boyfriend about one of my friends who'd cheated on his girlfriend, and we were just saying like how kind of wrong it was that like we were talking about it and that she didn't know about it. And I think that whoever gets cheated on is always the last person to know, even though they should be the first person to know. So the song is basically from that girl's perspective, you know, like she's the last one to know. And then also it's called Early Christmas Present because in the song, like he ends up, because he's like slept with other girls, he ends up like giving her something, like, and so the Early Christmas Present is like, I don't know, an STD or something. Later on, it was actually based on like a dream that I had. I had to like kiss this guy and to get him to help me and stuff, and we had to get out of this town because there was loads of people that were like trying to kill us. Yeah, it's and then the chorus, it's about self-reflection and about, you know, admitting that you've made mistakes and being defensive about it. And when you've done something wrong, you're just like, because the lyrics are like, I'm not what you anticipated. And it's like, you're just like, well, this is just me, so I might not be what you thought I was, but whatever. Whereas that's quite a defensive thing to say, and actually you're just like, oh God, I've done something really bad, and I feel really bad about it. But as human beings, we don't always own up to things. Pickpocket is, I wrote that quite a while ago on the piano, and it's about something like quite historical and like kind of screwing things up again and wanting to get out of town, like wanting to get out of it before it's completely messed up. You know, like if you've left something for so long that it's kind of messed up, and then you come back to it and you're like, I just need to get out of here again because I'm just going to make it worse, or I'm going to get messed up as well. I think it's about that. You Were So Far Away. I wrote it after I read this short story, and it was about this girl who was a prostitute, and it was a really depressing story. The one person that she had in the whole world that made her feel okay was this guy who was a customer who just, all he wanted from her was for her to piss in a cup and then he could drink it, and that was like his weird fetish. And it made her feel secure because he didn't ask anything of her, like, you know, she didn't have to do anything to him, he just wanted to do that. So after that I wrote this song, and it's kind of, you know, got little references to, like, I guess the whole side of her being a prostitute, and then also in terms of how everybody feels sometimes so close to the edge and like depressed about things. I Hate Seagulls is a love song, and it's like probably means the most to me on the album because it's really like heart on the sleeve, and like I actually wrote it for somebody, which I've never done before, like written a song really honestly for somebody with like kind of no lies in there. It starts off listing loads of things that I hate, like I hate seagulls, I hate being sick, I hate like horrible people, I hate all these things, I hate making mistakes, and then it resolves by saying, but I have a friend, and it says all this like nice stuff about like loving this friend, and it basically means, you know, everything that you hate and everything that is crap in the world can be okay if you love someone and they love you back, because you could just hate it together and then kind of shut it out.